कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते राधानाथ स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्ण पृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिन्निति नामिने नमस्ते सरस्वती देवे गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पश्चात्य देशतारिणे ओम ज्ञानतिमिरान्धस्य ज्ञानाञ्जनशलाकया चक्षुरुन्मीलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरुवे नमः। श्रीचैतन्यमनोभीष्टं स्थापितं येन भूतले स्वयं रूप कदा मह्यं ददान्ति स्वपदान्तिकम् वन्देगं श्रीगुरु श्रीयुतपदकमलं श्रीगुरून् वैष्णवांश्च श्रीरूपं साग्रजातं सकगण रघुनाथान्वितं तं सजीवं साद्वैतं सावधूतं परिजनसहितं कृष्ण चैतन्य देवं श्री राधा कृष्ण पादान् सकगण ललिता श्री विशाखान्वितांश्च हे कृष्ण करुणा सिंधु दीनबंधु जगत्पदे गोपेश गोपिका कांत राधा कांत नमोस्तुते तप्त कांचन गौरांगी राधे वृंदावनेश्वरी वृषभानुसूते देवी प्रणमामि हरिप्रिये वाञ्छाकल्पतरुभ्यश्च कृपा सिन्धुभ्यैव च पतितानां पावनेभ्यो वैष्णवेभ्यो नमो नमः। श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभो नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौरभक्तवृंदा हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे 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 राम 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 हरे हरे। ईश्वरा परम कृष्णा सच्चिदानंद विग्रह अनादिरादिर गोविंदा सर्व कारण कारणम। हरे कृष्ण। By the mercy of the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, we are nicely studying Bhagavad Gita every day. So we have finished 36 slokas, 37 slokas in the 11th chapter of Bhagavad Gita, the universal form, Viswarupa. So now Arjuna is actually talking to Krishna again. In the beginning, the very beginning, Arjuna spoke to Krishna, then Krishna spoke to Arjuna, then again Arjuna spoke to Krishna, then again Krishna spoke to Arjuna, now again Arjuna is talking. So basically in this chapter, in the very beginning, Arjuna asked Krishna to show his universal form. Then Krishna told Arjuna that I will give you divine eyes so that you can see my universal form. So then Krishna gave him divine eyes. Then Arjuna could see the universal form. Then Arjuna explained what he saw in Krishna's universal form. Then Arjuna asked question to Krishna about who are you. So then Krishna explained, Krishna answered in 2-3 slokas. So then again now Arjuna is talking. So that is the way in this Viswarupa, both Arjuna and Krishna, they keep talking. So here it is not like Arjuna is asking a lot of questions about the philosophy or Bhagavad Gita, but very important questions about Krishna himself. That's what is very important. So we are knowing a lot about Krishna, even in the 10th chapter in the Vibhuti Yoga, and in the 11th chapter in this universal form, Viswarupa. So even in the 12th chapter also, how to worship Krishna, whether in his personal form or in his unmanifested universal form. So like that, Arjuna keeps on asking very nice questions in these chapters. Starting from 8th chapter also we studied that how to attain the Supreme. So how to reach. Arjuna asked the question that how can one remember you at the time of death? Prayana kale cha katham nyeyosi niyatatmabhi. So prayana kala, at the time of death, how one can remember you. So katham nyeyosi, how one can know about you at the time of death. Prayana kale. So that's what Arjuna asked. So that way, all these very important questions, we are understanding all the knowledge about the Supreme Personality of Godhead, Sri Krishna, in these chapters. Very well, very nicely. So if we understand all these slokas very well, so then definitely we will love Krishna. We will actually accept Krishna as the Supreme Personality of Godhead. If you understand all these slokas. That's what we are understanding. We are trying to understand every day. We are studying Bhagavad Gita to know about Krishna. Because in this material world, if we don't know about Krishna, if we don't know about ourselves and about Krishna, that means this is a temporary life. Anything we achieve in this world, everything is temporary. And we are going through a lot of struggle, lot of suffering in this material world. We need to understand, we need to realize that fact that our life is very short and our life will be ended one day. We will just die one day. Our life will end one day. And we don't even know what to do without the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. But now with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita, by Krishna's causeless mercy, we are able to understand everything. By Krishna's causeless mercy, we are able to, Krishna is teaching us complete knowledge. Krishna is giving us the complete knowledge about what we should do. So we know everything. So Krishna's causeless mercy. So we are getting this knowledge by Krishna's mercy. We know how to act, what is karma, what to do and what not to do, and how to remember Krishna, and how to focus our mind on Krishna, and how to gain intelligence, and how to control our senses, and how to lead a peaceful life, how to keep our mind very peaceful so that we can be happy. So all this knowledge, Krishna is teaching us very nicely, very, very clearly in Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, our mind will not be peaceful at all. If we don't remember Krishna, if we don't know about Krishna, if we don't understand this Bhagavad Gita, our mind will be agitated all the time because that is the nature of our mind. Chanchalam hi mana Krishna pramadi balavadridam tasyaham nigraham manye vayoriva suduskaram. So our mind is chanchalam. It is restless. Pramadi, balavad, dhritam, turbulent, strong, obstinate. So now, how are we going to control this mind? And senses are also very, very strong. Yatatohi api kaunteya purusasya vipaschitagam indriyani pramatini haranti prashabam managa. Indriyani pramatini, the senses are very, very strong and impetuous that they forcibly carry away the mind. Indriyani pramatini haranti prashabam managa. So the senses haranti prasabam managa means it just carries away the mind. Haranti prasabam managa. So now, in order to keep the mind under our control, so we need to have this knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. Otherwise, the senses will simply carry away our mind. Then our mind will not be with us. Then our mind will become our enemy. Then we will be struggling very hard in this material way. Our mind becomes our enemy, means our mind will bring all kinds of problems to ourselves, the soul. First of all, our mind, when it is restless, we can't be happy. That's what we need to know. The soul cannot be happy when the mind is restless. That means when the mind is disturbed, we cannot lead a happy life. We need to keep our mind very peaceful. That's what is very important. Krishna said, Asantasya kutas sukam. When there is no peace of mind, where from happiness comes. So, in order to keep our mind very, very peaceful, we have to connect with Krishna only. Then only we can keep our mind very peaceful. Otherwise, our mind will be all the time hankering, going here and there and struggling and suffering and inviting all kinds of problems for us. And then we won't be able to be peaceful. If we go to bed, we won't get sleep. If our mind is restless, if our mind is thinking about all kinds of things, if our mind is attached to material sense objects, attached to everything in this material world, then all the time we will be disturbed. In the disturbed mind, there is no happiness. So, in Bhagavad Gita, Krishna is teaching us that we need to control our mind. We need to focus our mind on Krishna. So then only we can lead a peaceful life, blissful life, happy life, meaningful life. Everything is possible only when we are able to control our mind. And Krishna is giving an analogy how to control our mind. Yatha Deepo Nivatasto Nengate Sopama Smrita Yogino Yatha Chittasya Yunjato Yogam Atmanaga. So, how the lamp in a windless place, it does not waver. So, a lamp in a windless place doesn't waver. So, yatha deepo nivatasto nengate sopama smrita. Similarly, our thoughts, our thinking, our thoughts, our mind, yogino yatha chittasya. So, it should not waver. So, yogino yatha chittasya yunjato yogam atmanaga. So, that way our mind should be in one place. Our mind should not go here and there. Our mind should not be disturbed. It should not waver. That's what is very, very important. It should not wander here and there. But the nature of our mind is like that way only right now. It is not in one place. It's always going here and there. Everywhere it is going. That is the nature of our mind. Yato yato nischalati manas chanchalam astiram. Manas chanchalam astiram. Chanchalam means restless. Astiram means not steady, unsteady. So restless and unsteady. So that's what yato yato nischalati manas chanchalam astiram. Tatastato niyamyaitat atmanyeva vasam naye. From there, we need to bring our mind, wherever our mind goes. So yato yato nischalati manas chanchalam astiram. Tatastato niyamyaitat atmanyeva vasam naye. From there, we need to bring the mind under the control of ourself. Atmanyeva vasam nayet. So that practice, that procedure, instructions, Krishna is very clearly teaching us in Bhagavad Gita about how to control our mind, how to keep our mind under the control of the self. Atma vasam. Tatastatat niyamayat atma vasam. Atma vasam means under the control of the self. So if we are able to do that in our life, so that is the ultimate achievement actually we can get in this way. If our mind is with us, if our mind is not going after any sense objects, if our mind is with us means if our mind is with Krishna, that's what our mind is with us. That means if we are able to offer our mind unto Krishna, if we are able to focus our mind on Krishna, Krishna is teaching us that Mayarpita Mano Buddhigi Mam Evaisisi Asamsaya. You offer your mind and intelligence unto me. Mayarpita Mano Buddhi. So if you are able to do that, so then we will be able to lead a happy life, blissful life. So that is going to be possible only with the knowledge of Bhagavad Gita. When we study Bhagavad Gita, then if we understand Bhagavad Gita, when we follow what Krishna is saying in Bhagavad Gita, then we will be able to control our mind. Without that, it is not at all possible. We will be going after this material sense objects only. Sometimes happy, sometimes disturbed, and it's all temporary. And this kind of happiness and distress are flickering happiness and distress. It comes and goes and comes and goes. And matra sparsas tu kaunteya sitoshna sukha dukkada agama apayana. So it comes and goes. Agama apayana. So we will be all the time in this. Finally, we will be suffering only. So at the end, in this material world, because this is a place for miseries. So we will be constantly suffering. And it is not fun to take repeated life and get many different bodies and trying to enjoy the different sense objects under the spell of the three modes of material nature. Utramantam sitam vapi bunjana ba gunanvitam. So giving up one body and getting another body and trying to enjoy the sense objects with that body, whatever body we get, for that body, there are different sense objects. So then try to enjoy those sense objects. So that's what Utramantam Sitam Mapi Bunjana Ma Gunanvitam. So the fool cannot understand all these things. Vimudana Pasyanti. Only a person who has the eyes of knowledge can see all these things. Pasyanti Jnana Chakshusa. So that's what Krishna is saying that Vimudana Pasyanti Pasyanti Jnana Chakshusa. So we should have the eyes of knowledge. Then we can see. That is the Bhagavad Gita knowledge. if we have Bhagavad Gita knowledge, if we have the eyes of knowledge, then we can understand all these things. We can see all these things, that how we are controlled by the modes of nature, how we are taking different bodies and trying to enjoy under the spell of the three modes of material nature. So that's why we are able to get this Bhagavad Gita knowledge. We will be able to see all these things. How three modes of material nature are acting, we will know very well. So that way, in this Bhagavad Gita, when we understand all the slokas, 700 slokas, so whatever Krishna is teaching us, so this is it. We want only this knowledge. So if we just know this fully, and if we are able to use it in our life every day, so then we are going to go to Goloka. So that is the way to go to Goloka, Krishna's way. So we need to reach there. Brahmarpanam, Brahmahavir, Brahmagno, Brahmanakudam, Brahmaiva tena gantavyam. Brahma karma samadhi. So everything should be offered unto Krishna, Brahmarpanam, as Param Brahma. Krishna is the Supreme Brahman. So everything should be done as an offering unto Krishna. So then Brahmaiva tena gantavyam. Then we'll reach our place. That is Brahmaiva tena gantavyam. By doing all the activities only for Brahman. Brahmanadaya karmani. So do everything for Krishna. So everything for Krishna's satisfaction, everything for Krishna's enjoyment. So that means every activity what we do, we should know that it should actually please Krishna. We should know what activities please Krishna and how we can please Krishna. And all those things are very important. Definitely what we are doing right now every day is definitely pleasing Krishna so much. There is no doubt about it. Every day we are studying Bhagavad Gita. Daily we are studying Bhagavad Gita. We are understanding all the slokas every day. And day by day we are progressing. We are making great progress. We are understanding all the slokas. So this is pleasing Krishna. Definitely. This activity is very much pleasing Krishna. So that way we are ourselves connected with Krishna through this Bhagavad Gita knowledge every day. At this point of time, we are fully connected with Krishna. We have no worries, no material desires, no thoughts, no disturbance, all such things. We are free. We are free from this material bondage at this point of time, at least, by Krishna's causeless mercy. So that's why we are studying Bhagavad Gita. We should continue to study this Bhagavad Gita every day. And when we keep studying Bhagavad Gita every day like this, when we make continuous progress, so then definitely we will be able to please Krishna to our level best. And then next, we need to tell others that we are studying Bhagavad Gita. Come and join and study this Bhagavad Gita. We need to make lots of devotees. We need to make teams of devotees everywhere and come together and plan together, organize together. And only job is to serve Krishna by spreading this message, this Krishna's message, Bhagavad Gita. So that service, if we do, then we will be able to please Krishna so much that we are definitely going to go to Krishna's well. There is no doubt. We are definitely going to go to Goloka. There is no doubt. So that way, our path is very clear. Our job is very, very clear. We have to study Bhagavad Gita, teach Bhagavad Gita, spread Bhagavad Gita. That's what we need to do. We need to plan. If we don't plan, we need to desire first of all. Of course, the desire automatically sprouts. Automatically it comes. Because when we study Bhagavad Gita, when we understand this knowledge, we will automatically want to serve Krishna by spreading his message. So that way, we have a great job opportunity in front of us, lying in front of us. We just have to take this, make use of this opportunity and spread Krishna consciousness everywhere and make Krishna devotees everywhere and serve everyone and in the name of Krishna. So that way, when Krishna consciousness is there everywhere, so then all the resources, what we need, even materially speaking, everything comes to all of us. Then there is no other problems in this way. Because Krishna is saying that tapami aham varsham nigrihnami utsujjami cha. So I am the heat and I am the rain. So I withhold and send forth. Nigrihnami utsujjami cha. So that way, when we need rain, Krishna will send rain. When we need heat, Krishna is giving the heat. So all those things is needed. Definitely they are needed. When we need sunlight, all the plants, they need sunlight, they need rain, everything. So everything is given by Krishna. So that way we need to spread this message of Godhead, this Bhagavad Gita everywhere. Then by Krishna's message, Krishna's mercy, everything comes to us. So in the 11th chapter, we are studying, we finished 37 slokas. In the sloka number 37, we studied, Arjuna told, Kasmachate nanameran mahatman gariyase brahmanopyadi kartre ananta devesha jagannivasa tvamaksharam saddasattat param yat. So then why not they all worship you? Because you are the original supreme Adi Kartre, original supreme creator. You even created Lord Brahma. So that's what Krishna Arjuna is saying there. So Brahmanopi Adi Kartre. So Brahmanopi Adi Kartre. Ananta Devesa Jagannivasa. So Ananta Devesa Jagannivasa. So you are unlimited. Oh, unlimited one, you are the Lord of the Lords, you are the refuge of this universe. So, Tvam Aksharam Saddasat Tat Param Yat. So, you are infallible, you are indestructible, and you are the cause of all causes, and you are the supreme transcendental. So, now in the next sloka, Arjuna is continuing in the sloka number 38. He is continuing there. Tvamadi Devaga Purushaha Puranas. Tvamasya visvasya param nidanam vetasi vedyam cha param cha dama tvaya tatham vishvamanantarupa. You are the original supreme personality of Godhead, Adi Deva. So Krishna also said that Name vidugu suraganaga prabhavam na magarishyaga aham adirgi devanam magarishinam cha sarvasa. So Krishna said that I am adirgi devanam. So I am the beginning of all the devas. So Krishna is the original supreme personality of Godhead. Even Lord Brahma say in the Brahma Samhita, every sloka at the end, he says that Govindamadi Purusham Tamagam Bhajami. So Krishna is the Adi Purusha. So again, he is saying that Arjuna, Tvamadi Devaga Purushaga Puranas. So you are Adi Deva, you are the Purusha, you are the personality, you are the supreme personality, you are the original supreme personality of God, and you are the oldest, Puranas. Tvamasya Visvasya Param Nidanam. So you are the supreme refuge of this universe, this Viswa. So you are the resting place, basically, Param Nidanam. So you are the refuge, you are the resting place for this entire universe. So Tvamasya Visvasya Param Nidanam. Vetasi Vedyam Cha Param Cha Dama. Vetasi means you are the knower of everything. And Vedyam Cha, that means you are the knowable, you should be known. So you know everyone, you know everything, and you should be known. So that's what Vetasi Vedyam Cha Param Cha Dama. You are the supreme abode. Param Cha Dama, you are the transcendental abode. So Param Cha Dama. So Krishna is saying that is my Dama, Param Dama. So Yadgatva na nivattande taddama paramam mama. So that is Arjuna is saying that you are that supreme abode. So Tvaya tatam vishvam anantarupa. Oh, unlimited one. By you this entire universe is pervaded. So you pervade this entire universe. So that's what Tvaya tatam vishvam anantarupam. So Arjuna, even Krishna also told in the 9th chapter that Maya tatam idam sarvam jagat avyaktam murtina mastani sarvabhutani nachakam tesu avastita. So the same thing here, Arjuna is telling that Tvaya tatam visvam anantarupa. Oh, unlimited form. So you pervade this entire universe. This entire universe is pervaded by you. So that way, Krishna is the supreme personality of Godhead. So again, Arjuna, after seeing this universal form, is saying that you are the original personality of Godhead, the oldest, the ultimate sanctuary of this manifested cosmic well. You are the knower of everything, and you are all that is knowable. You are the supreme refuge above the material modes, O limitless form. This whole cosmic manifestation is pervaded by you. So that's what Arjuna is saying. So by Krishna's costless mercy, we have successfully finished 38 slokas, 30, sloka number 38 today in the 11th chapter. Hare Krishna. I'll stop now and we'll discuss if any questions are there. Hare Krishna.